What is going on, Adventure Nation? In this video, we continue our exploration of the Wrangell St. Elias National Park and the little town of McCarthy and Kennecott. This is the Motorhome Experiment. Good morning, everyone. This morning I got up a little bit early, 9 a.m. So you guys know it's early for us. I'm gonna ride the 6 miles up into Kennecott and film a little bit of the start of the Packrafting race. So this should be fun. I don't think it's gonna be fun, but it'll be something. Not necessarily the 6 miles up into Kennecott that's the problem. It's the fact that it's almost all uphill. So I just keep reminding myself that the ride down will be really good. What will be absolutely amazing is if I didn't give myself enough time to get up here before the start of the race and they take off before I get up here. Wouldn't that be special? I left around 9:10, 9:15, 6 miles up, and the race starts at 10. I'll be cutting it close. I'm kind of hoping for an ATV with a trailer or something to come along with a good Samaritan that sees this old guy pedaling up the hill, says, maybe I should give him a ride. I would say the first third of the way up the hill, pretty flat, it's not too bad. This second third, pretty uphill. And I'm waiting for that last third, which is kind of along the top of the ridge. At this point, you may be wondering about bears. And my initial plan was to turn back down the hill, grab a few gears, and pedal furiously out of the way. But since pedaling most of the way up this hill, my plan has changed into falling onto my side and preparing myself to be eaten alive, because there's no pedaling off in a cloud of dust gonna happen anytime soon. Even this squirrel is coming out to try to eat me because he knows I'm feeble. Go ahead, squirrel, attack. Well, I made it. Let's hope the race hasn't started.
I just want to acknowledge we have support crew flew out, and we couldn't do this race without the support of Jay Kloss right there.
Yeah. So this is the start of the 2018 Packraft race, and it's here at the Kennecott Wilderness Guides. Jared is running the show here. He was a wealth of information the other day, so if you want to come up and do a hike, his guides will get you squared away, especially for doing the glacier and things like that. These guys are nuts. They're going to run up over the mountain and then raft down the river, back down into McCarthy. Wow.
Has been long now.
Yeah, that's what I heard. You ready?
Western States.
So guys, this is Jared. He is the owner here at Kennecott Wilderness Guides. And Jared, how long has this event been going on, and what's going on today?
Yeah, so this is the 6th year we've done this, and it's a Packraft race. So we have all of our boats, paddles, dry suits, PFDs, everything can fit in these little backpacks, and we go up over National Pass, which is about 4,000 vertical feet of hiking and a few miles, and down the other side, and we've got 10 miles of Class 3 whitewater. We have a bunch of support on the river. It's a really great event, sponsored by some great folks, and we come down and end up at the Potato and all have beer and listen to music.
Sweet, fantastic. These guys are nuts. I pedaled a bicycle up here and that was enough, so have fun out there.
Okay, thanks. Okay, is anybody not ready? Because now it's 10:07 and that's my fault.
The last person at noon. Hey, how about a round for KWG?
Yeah. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so that was the start of the race, and we'll see those folks back down at the Potato later on today. Something we didn't do when we were hiking yesterday is just come in and wander around some of the buildings and exhibits that have been restored, and these are amazing. it's sometimes easy to forget that these were once thriving towns, not just a tourist attraction. So to see the warehouse where all the materials were brought in and then distributed out to the mill, to see a store where the men and women who worked here, actually probably back in that day more men, but the men come in and shopped and bought their dry goods and things like that. So pretty cool stuff. This store was built in 1917 and it was restored in 2006. Wrangell St. Elias is another one of the national parks that doesn't have any entry fee to get into the park. You can do a mill tour for $28, but it wasn't something that really interested us. I guess that's not true. Kind of interesting, but I don't know. Just wasn't something we felt like doing right now. And we wanted to do more of the hiking and do that part of the area, so that's what we've done. After the start of the race, I decided that I needed some morning coffee because I didn't get any before coming up. And Joe here in the Meetza wagon, not quite open yet, but had a cookie and had some coffee, so that was good. And then I'm gonna ride back down what's called the Wagon Road. It's a completely separate road than when I come up. Supposedly it has access to a lake down here, so we're gonna check that out. Time to head back. I'm sure everybody is wondering where the heck I am right now. Kind of cool to get out on your own for a minute and just kind of cruise around, look at stuff. This old wagon road is really pretty cool. You don't have any of the automobile traffic, and it's a little bit rockier in some spots, but this part very cool. But I can't ride with my front brake now, so gotta go. Back out to the main road, so that's a good thing. I think I see the building for McCarthy up here. And I made it back. Lori's even got the awning out over there. Absolutely gorgeous up here. Just absolutely gorgeous. And now it's time to head back into McCarthy and check out the finish of the race. Or we're gonna see some of the finishers, not all of them. But you guys ready? Yep. Ready?
Let's do this!
My ass is not liking me right now after that bicycle ride this morning. Are you liking my ass?
I'm not even saying anything. Be the first person to moonwalk across the finish line.
Nice work, guys. Woo! It is so cool, the community, people that come out and support the rafters and the pack rafters is really cool. This young lady here having a little bit of a hard time getting out of the water because her raft is full of water. People helping her out so that she can get up to the finish line. It's incredible. Now, Lori and Kevin and them have all walked into the water, so I gotta do it too. It's gonna be cold. Okay, I will say that after walking into the water, I don't think I'm gonna feel my feet for the next hour and a half. That is cold.
Dude, it's so refreshing.
refreshing isn't the word I'd use. I'm getting out.
You get used to it. Laura says that it's frostbite. I don't feel it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. We decided to grab a quick lunch and a little bit of a drink here at the new Golden Saloon, because tonight after the Packraft event, this place will be a zoo and I don't think we're coming back. Pretty cool inside. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We are just outside of McCarthy, Alaska, which is inside the Wrangell St. Elias State Park. Still here, parked along the river. Probably one of the most amazing spots we've been. Of course, we say that every time we've been somewhere, but then we get to the next one that's more amazing. So.
Well, but how many times can you say that you're parked next to a glacier river? I mean, literally coming out of the glacier, this water.
Yeah, so pretty amazing. And we're gonna head up the road, or actually we're heading down the road today. And we're done with the Wrangell St. Elias State Park. And
this area was very cool though. McCarthy, the little town was extremely cute. It had amazing options for food too, that we were surprised about it. And they had the kayak thing going on, so that was kind of cool to see because there was parties and all that stuff. Now the setup here in this town is kind of weird. You cannot get all the way into town with your RV. You have to park right next before you cross the bridge, and it's a pedestrian bridge into town. So we parked, what's the name of this place?
This is Base Camp Route Glacier, or Route Glacier Base Camp. You cannot find this on anywhere. Like, it's not on Compendium, it's not anywhere. It's kind of weird.
No.
So it's just a first come, first serve. Show up, they've got spots.
Kevin had a friend, he has been here before, he told us about it, that's why we knew about it. But it's right next to the river. Literally you cannot drive anymore. So you cannot miss it because at the very end of the road, and it will say base camp, and it's $20 a night, obviously dry camping, but spectacular views, and you cannot get closer to town.
They're ready to go, are we ready to go?
I think so.
Fantastic. Let me see if they're ready to go. Are you guys ready to go?
Yes.
Are you ready to go?
Let's do this!
All right, we are rolling out of base camp. What an amazing stay. What a great place. I really enjoyed it.
We enjoyed our stay here, and actually we stayed a little bit longer than we expected, just because we liked it.
The glacier, waking up and looking out and seeing that glacier in the morning is just spectacular.
I pulled out to see a bear this morning.
I did finally see a bear this morning, yes, from a distance. He was across the other side of the creek, so I felt totally safe.
Well, it's not a creek, it's like literally a river.
Yeah, it's called McCarthy Creek, which is very inappropriately named because it is a raging river.
For us coming from Vegas, that's a river. Maybe for here, it's a creek.
Yeah. I would say if you're going to drive out this road, at least 2 nights, possibly 3 nights. Crossing the Tusculana River again. Going to give you guys a little bit of a unique perspective here in a second by letting you hang out the window. Pretty crazy, right? And with 6 miles to go, the views of the Copper River are absolutely spectacular.
They're amazing.
Incredible. The McCarthy Road, I will say, by far the worst road we've been on.
Pretty bad.
But it's only 60 miles, so it's not too bad. We were the only 2 Class A's out there. Everything else was truck campers and trailers, and there were a couple of Class C's out there. But not a single Class A did we see in the entire 3 days that we were out there. coming or going. So I would say 35 foot max. I would say that's the absolute max on this road. Like, you could probably do it in a 40 footer, but it's going to be really tight in spots. And then once you get out to the end, maneuvering around in there will be a nightmare. But it is doable. You just have to really, really take your time. Lorena, we did the McCarthy Road. It's over.
This rock right here is that this is done, this is the end. Here's where it started, this is where it's ending.
Woo!
I thought I needed a sticker that said you survived the Desert Highway or the Top of the World Highway. We need a sticker that says you survived the McCarthy, going to McCarthy Road, because we have been pretty
That would be
bad,
awesome.
pretty bad.
Woo! Brutal. Brutal, brutal. So we're gonna stop here for a quick break, shake it out, and oh my goodness.
And we're back.
Talk about vibrations. And we are at the end of Alaska 10, back out to Alaska 4, making a left-hand turn and heading down to Valdez. Why it's not Valdez, I don't know, but it's Valdez. So, off we go. That right there is the Worthington Glacier. It is a recreation site. I wanted to put the drone up right here, but it is just too windy, so that's not gonna happen. Hopefully on the way out, because that's amazing.
I was gonna say,
Woo!
what you're talking about, it's windy.
Yeah.
Not windy at all.
Lorena's hair is my drone indicator. So
I'm like
this
the-
means no flying the drone.
I'm like the windsuck for aircrafts.
Yeah. We made a quick stop at Thompson's Pass. Man, what a cool overlook this is. Absolutely spectacular. Looks like there's some great hiking here too, but we're kind of trying to hit Valdez today before it gets too late. Grab a campground and spend a few days there and maybe do a cruise. Not a cruise, but just go out on a boat tour.
Let's call it a day cruise.
Okay, we're driving down the road to Valdez, and I thought I'd pull over and show you guys this. How cool is that?
It's insane.
It's
It's making my terrible day just good. So.
It is mind-boggling. Okay, Valdez, Alaska is our home for the next several days. We are at the RV park. What RV park are we at? Eagles Rest, I believe?
Yes, Eagles Rest RV Park.
We're not
Eagles
used
Rest to being in RV parks anymore. Like, it looks so crowded.
This looks extremely crowded, except for the tent area here in the center. I wish they'd let us park with the tents. That'd be awesome. But we are going to be side by side with the vegan RV folks. And we really look forward to this. The drive in here was spectacular. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. The stuff we have planned for here is going to be pretty fun, I think. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. We've made it to Valdez, Alaska, and I will say that the last few days have been absolutely incredible. The drive down to McCarthy was...
that was not in our bucket list, though.
That was not on our bucket list. But we crossed it off our bucket list because it was very, very cool. The road out to McCarthy, the Wrangell St. Elias National Park, absolutely hideous. The worst road by far that we have traveled. Like, it outdoes the top of the world. It outdoes the Dempster Highway.
That is what I meant. It was not in our bucket list, the road.
Oh, the road was not on our bucket list. No, not at all. It was just, whew.
It was hard, but it was totally worth it. I mean, just the fact that we parked next to the river and got to hike the glacier, I mean, priceless. That was bucket list.
Yes, but the 60 miles of dirt road out to there, it was kind of dirt and some pavement, but the pavement is useless. Brutal. The national park, I knew nothing about it at all prior to this. I knew nothing about it really prior to driving down to it and going into the visitor center. And absolutely amazing. It has 9 of the 16 highest peaks in the United States. There's some facts about the glacier being as big as Rhode Island or bigger than Kennecott, something like that.
GTS it.
You got to GTS that stuff. But I will say this, it is the largest national park in the United States. It is 6 times bigger than Yellowstone. And again, most people have never heard of Wrangell St. Elias.
We have never heard about it.
Never heard of it.
We're happy that we went. We can cross it off.
Yep.
And now the road to Valdez after that.
Holy smokes.
It was rough at the beginning because we obviously was rough going in, so it was going to be rough going back. But once we got done with that, coming down to Valdez, it has been not one of, but the best drive we have done.
Absolutely
so far
incredible.
In RV.
Just stunning. Just absolutely stunning.
Yes.
I would say about 30 to... about maybe 60 miles outside of Valdez, it just starts to get better and better and better the closer you get to Valdez. And then you get into this insane canyon full of gorgeous waterfalls and river, and it's just awesome.
I mean, just Valdez is pretty. Look at it. It's like we're in that RV parking lot. Oh, sorry. RV campground. But it's surrounded by mountains.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how pretty it is.
It is pretty cool. Pretty amazing. That's where we're going to end this one.
Yep.
We've done enough over the last couple of days that we've stuffed as much as we can into this one, so this is where we're going to end this video. So if this is your first time here, we'd absolutely love for you to hang around with us a little bit, get to know us, and that means they have to
Subscribe.
hit that subscribe button. It would be equally as cool if you liked the video, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye, guys.
Next episode's going to be cool, so
Can you tell we're tired?
yeah, we're kind of like burned out at this point, but time to call it a night.
Yep.
Let's go. Look at that. Check it out. Look, it's insane. With this lens, you guys aren't going to be able to see it, but trust us, it's insane. It's so cool. It's really, yeah, you're just going to have to take our word for it. Look at that. Amazing. Woohoo! We made it to Valdez, Alaska.
Oh, wow. That sounds super exciting, Paul.
Well, I was afraid I was going to say Valdez. I got to keep remembering it's long E. Valdez. Valdez, Alaska. And...
No, start again.
Oh, okay. You want me to start all over again? Okay, take 2.